Welcome back to the channel. My name is Shayna if you're new here, and I'm on a weight loss journey to lose 70 pounds using a GLP-1 medication, specifically Mounjaro, which is a Trizepatide. I just finished up my week 20, my 4th week on the 7.5 milligram, and it was Thanksgiving week. So if you guys want to see how I did on my week 20, stick around because we'll be right back, starting with shot day, Monday. I can't believe it's already been 20 weeks since I first picked up this medication. If you're still on the fence about starting a GLP-1 medication and you're watching videos just to try to figure out if it's something that you want to do and what the benefits are or maybe for you, I am someone who did not want to do this. I waited 6 months when my doctor first said, hey, do you want to try it? I waited 6 months before I said, okay, let's give it a shot, literally, right? But I am so happy that I did. I am now so happy that I started this. I'm 28 pounds down in that first kind of 19-week period, and I can't wait to see what the next 20 weeks is going to bring me. So if you are still on the fence, whether it's giving yourself a shot, whether it's being scared of the symptoms, I would tell you to go back to your doctor, and if they say it's okay, get that box. Get the box and just start. I'm not going to say it's the best thing I ever did in my life because that would be a lie. I have a great life. But it's helping. It's helping a lot. It's opened my eyes to so many things that I never thought that I would do and I never thought that I would kind of be capable of doing, including starting this channel right here where you guys are talking to me. I never thought I would do something like this. I never thought I would be sharing a weight loss journey or me putting my fat on the internet to say, hey, look at me, look at this, look at that. And then overall, it's me getting up and exercising, me really looking at my own life, including like my kids and my family, but looking at Shayna for who I am and what I bring to the table and giving back to myself, making sure that I'm giving myself time to exercise, that I'm looking at myself and saying, am I eating right? Am I eating what I'm supposed to eat for my body? And just really taking time to live for me and do things that are helpful for me. So I know there's a couple videos back where I was like, you guys, I don't know if I can do this. I can't get all this done and all this exercise done and still do all the things for my kids. That was such a sabotaging mindset that I was in. And I was probably in that mindset for only God knows how long, right? I was not putting myself first. I was not doing the best thing for myself, which is why for me, I gained weight. And I never lost my pregnancy weight, and I gained a couple pounds after I had the baby. And I was just kind of sitting there, kind of not moping around because I was loving my life, but I was not taking care of myself and I was not taking care of my body. This medication has made me do that. So this medication is changing so much about how I see myself and what it is that I want from my own life outside of just losing weight. So I say all that to say, if you're still thinking about it, go do it. Like really, just go talk to your doctor and go do it. All right, enough of that. Like I said, 7.5, still 7.5 of Mounjaro, my 4th shot of the 7.5, and I'm ready for it. And just FYI, in case anybody asks me, no, I'm not moving up. Yes, next week we're going to be right back here on the 7.5, regardless of what I lose this week. So, and you guys, this week is Thanksgiving, so I mean, I don't overindulge on Thanksgiving. Like, I'm not somebody that has like 3, 4, 5 plates of food too. Like, I don't do that. That's just not me. Hold on. What side do I did my left side last time. Do I want to do my right? Yeah, we're going to do the right. So back to Thanksgiving talk. But I am still a little bit nervous because there are going to be a lot of different foods there. And I've been trying to do a little bit lower carb over the last like week or so. Not no carb, just kind of monitoring my carbs. So I'm a little concerned that I'm not going to lose weight, but honestly, I'm not. And if I don't, I'll be right back here next week, Monday, doing the same thing again. So it's not the end of the world. I'm not going to gain back 28 pounds because I ate Thanksgiving dinner and had a dessert and a glass of wine. Like, it is what it is at this point. So whatever. I'm not that nervous about Thanksgiving, even though I know that I probably won't lose weight, but we'll see, because you guys will know in this video whether or not I lost weight the week of Thanksgiving or not. So we will see what happens. So let me lower you guys down right now so you can watch me give myself this 4th week of the 7.5. Y'all like my shirt? Y'all like my shirt? See? Y'all like my shirt, right? Yes, 90s R&B did raise me. And I know I look wrinkled, but I don't care. All right, so oh, you're not low enough. Okay. Right side of my belly. You can still see right here, bruise. Right here, bruise. That's why I'm kind of concerned. So I'm gonna go, I guess, in between the two. I just kind of hold nice and I unlocked it. Yep. All right, y'all ready? Woo. 1, 2, 3. Hold it for a little while. All right. Nothing really. Did I bleed? I don't think so. I don't see anything. No bleeding. Oh, tiny. Nothing. All right. Going back up. All right, so that was week 20. You guys will find out what happened and if I lost any weight and what my symptoms were coming up right now. All right, guys, it's Sunday already, and we're gonna jump right into symptoms. What symptoms did I have this week? I did actually have symptoms this week. I was nauseous. I wasn't nauseous all week. It wasn't a long-term thing. I took my shot on Monday, as you guys just saw. I went to bed. That was about 8 o'clock. I went to bed. I woke up in the middle of the night to use the restroom, and I felt really sick. I felt really nauseous. I didn't throw up. Nothing happened. It was just a really queasy feeling in my stomach. That was probably like midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning. When I went back to bed, I woke up at 5 a.m. and it was completely gone. So maybe the shot for me does make me feel nauseous right after taking it, but because I take it so late in the night and I then just go to bed, it's probably doing its magic or working itself out while I'm sleeping and I don't necessarily notice it. So that was the first time that I've noticed any nausea or anything like that in a very long time. Okay, so for challenges this week, Thanksgiving was the biggest challenge, and to be quite honest, it wasn't a challenge at all. It was very easy, I guess because of this medication, for me to kind of stay on track, and even on Thanksgiving to not overeat. I made myself a plate of food, and I did notice that I was not able to finish it all. I found myself kind of pushing away from the plate and eventually just throwing the whole thing in the trash because I knew I wasn't going to eat it. So I know we talked about food noise last week and kind of what food noise was for everyone else. I'm learning my food noise. I understand it. And for me, it's more just suppression. I, again, have never been someone who's thinking about food all the time. I think for me, it was the amount of food that I was consuming, which is my problem. And I'm noticing on this medication, I am not able to consume the same amount of food I was before, which I think is how the medication is working for me and my body. So if I was to give myself kind of a 1 through 10 on suppression for this week, I would say it was about a 6. A 6 for me is not feeling hunger, still being able to eat, but not feeling like overwhelmingly full and not thinking about food at all. That's what I would kind of consider to be a 10. I would say a 10 is me not wanting to be able to eat. Anytime I try to eat, just feeling nauseous or sick and overstuffed. And I don't ever feel like that. A 1 for me is just being a bottomless pit of being able to continue to eat. And I also don't feel like that. So I would put myself comfortably in the middle at a 6 in regards to my type of food noise and my suppression. So my wins this week, I stayed on track with my exercise. I said last week that I wasn't going to worry too much about food because it was the week of Thanksgiving, and I didn't. And I did still notice that I did eat less, but I wasn't really tracking macros or calories or anything like that at all. So I think I did really well with kind of relaxing my standards for myself this week, but also sticking to my goals of working out. I was able to work out 4 times this week. I did get one walk, a quick one, outside because it was a little bit warmer, but everything else is on the walking pad, or everything else is just calisthenics on the floor in the living room. I am finding that I'm getting really bored with my walking pad though. I think I enjoyed it in the warmer months because it was kind of like a substitute for me not being able to be outside. But now that for me, it's like a constant, I don't love it as much as I used to. So I'm gonna have to figure something else out, or try something else, or I don't know. I need to figure out some other way to get in some cardio because right now outside is just, for me, it's not an option. But for me, for my wins this week, I think I did really well. I stayed on track with the goals that I set for myself, even though they were a little bit less stringent than they have been in the past. So my goals for next week, I'm going to keep up with the same exercises, just 3 days a week on the walking pad, I guess, and then try to find some other like workout videos or something on YouTube that I may actually enjoy more than that. So I'm going to exercise at minimum 3 days this week. I'm also going to, in regards to food, just have a salad once a day for the next 7 days. I feel like Thanksgiving meals were a little bit heavier. It was food that I obviously don't eat on a regular basis, but I did feel a little bit heavier than I have. So I want to make sure that I'm incorporating a lot more greens into my diet this week, getting a lot more fiber into my diet this week, and kind of seeing where that leads me. So those are my goals. Keep working out a minimum of 3 days this week and have a salad one day, every single day, whether it's for lunch or dinner. All right, so what you've actually been waiting for, my weigh-in. If you're new here, I started off this journey July 14th of 2025, and at that point I weighed 205.6 pounds. Last week I weighed in at 177.4, and this week, with Thanksgiving and everything, I weighed in at 176.0. I lost weight even during the week of Thanksgiving, even having my mac and cheese, my greens, my protein, all that food. I still managed to lose 1.4 pounds week 20 of being on a Tirzepatide Mounjaro. So I am really excited to be 176. The scale keeps going down. I'm happy the scale keeps going down. Like I said, I noticed that I am eating a little bit less food. I'm not able to finish everything that I would normally put on my plate. I think in the beginning when I was really doing a lot of measuring and having like 1 or 2 cups of this or 1 or 2 cups of that, it's really kind of trains me to only be able to eat that much. So that is kind of what I'm eating. And if I feel like I'm not losing weight, maybe I'll go back to that. But for right now, I feel like my body is acclimated to the point where it's eating what it needs to be able to maintain itself, but still to lose weight. So as a total for week 20, I am not 30 pounds down yet. I am 29.6 pounds down in 20 weeks. So it's really exciting to be 29.6 pounds down because I'm only about like 5 or 6 more pounds away from the half point of my goal, and I'm not even 6 months fully in yet. So that is really, really exciting for me. I am really happy with my results for this week. Let me know down in the comments how you did this week, what week you guys are on, how you're feeling, and if you have any goals for yourself or starting to think about any goals for yourself going into 2026. All right, guys, that's it for today. Thank you for being here, and I'll see you next week. Bye.